Have you ever heard that expression, you can't be a prophet in your own home? Something along those lines? Does that ring true to you heroes and trim tabs out there trying to help your loved ones? Indeed, the ones you love the most will break your heart. It's hard to be a prophet in your own town, in your own country. As long as people think they know you, they might not know what you really know. And what we are now understanding on my YouTube channel is that cooking our food is a huge mistake. Huge mistake. And it's the most addictive substance on this planet. And trying to get people to even entertain the idea is a tough one. And it's a challenge, it's frustrating. I remember a while back, I got frustrated, challenged, better word, with my family, all my siblings, thinking to myself, most of them are 10, 11, 12 years older than I am, and they're not looking all that great, some of them. And I keep telling them all the stories of me working with people and the miracles that I see, and I think to myself, you know, why aren't they doing this? So I finally emailed them all at the same time, and I said, I'm ashamed of every one of you guys, every one of you. What's wrong with you? Think I'm lying to you? Why aren't you doing this? And of course I contacted them immediately and said, I'm not really ashamed of you. I'm just trying a different approach. The nice guy approach isn't working, so I'm gonna rattle that cage. I've done that more than once. There for a while I was batting 500. Now, I have intentionally not kept track because it isn't very good anymore. It's not a very good strategy if that's not the type of person you are, and that's not my personality. But I do know personalities, and I do know some people are motivated when you yell at them. That's what they expect. It's not what I like, it's not what it turns me off completely the opposite way. So what I do is I always try what feels good to me when I want to help people, the way I would come at people. And if they're really a good friend, I'll go after them and keep reminding them. And then eventually I'm gonna get to a point where, hell, their life means more to me than our friendship. And if I lose a friend out of this, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna give one more shot at this. I remember I did it to my old roommate. I remember after I got out of college, I said, I'm never gonna have another roommate again, never again, never again, no, no. But then I met this guy when I was living in an apartment complex, and he seemed like a really nice guy, and we ended up getting a house together. Lived together for a couple years until we got married. And I remember many years afterwards, I was talking to him, and I was telling him about this, and he wasn't doing anything. And I finally said, come on, Brad. You know, I know you're a real smart guy. You know I'm a real smart guy. Why aren't you doing this? You know, I really got in his face. I said, don't you realize what you're doing? This is going to kill you. I really got in there and I rattled his cage. And he actually did like a 2-week juice fast. Of course, that hasn't kept, but at least he has his feet wet, and he's done it. And now he knows. And now he'll have an idea of what to do if the time comes up. And this is what we want to emphasize to the people we love. Get them to at least do this for a little while so that they believe in it. Even if they don't go the distance, if they just go long enough to see this crap coming out of them, so that then if they do get a horrible diagnosis of like cancer or something, or even diabetes or whatever, or they come down with arthritis, then they'll say, okay, I've done this before. But especially with something like cancer, because you know what the oncologists are going to do, the pathologists, they're going to try to scare the hell out of you. You got to do this treatment yesterday, because it's the only drug we make money off of. When I found out oncologists can make, are the only doctors that can buy chemotherapy at wholesale, turn around at retail, and make tons of money off it, it's no surprise they all say, you got to do it, you got to do it, you got to do it. And yet it's never been double-blind studied. We know it's a poison, it doesn't work, it makes things worse. Anyone who understands what really is going on in health they know that virtually everything conventional medicine is doing to us is weakening us. Now, there is a time and a place. In emergency situations, that's what they're trained for, that's what they're good for. But not in all the other things they're doing to us. They're lifestyle related. Once again, it doesn't matter how much money and time we spend in cancer research. The cure is right around the corner, right? How many times do we hear that? Oh, we got telomere research, yeah, genetic research, all this research, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. In the first 30 years of cancer, on the war against cancer, there was over 1.5 million research papers, over $200 billion. The incidence of cancer went from 1 out of 3 to 1 out of 2. What does that tell you? We're being distracted. I say this 1,000 times over and over. Either we're getting reconnected or we're getting distracted. And we can be distracted if we're going to take back control over the money. Otherwise, we have to take responsibility, be the best that we can be. And once enough of us do this, we can reach the tipping point. And I always get a kick out of people who say, oh, laughing out loud, oh, tipping point. Hey, bozo, I'm not a dreamer. This has already been done. Bill Bright's already done this. He had 14 million Christians doing a 40-day juice fast. And did you hear about it? No. Because the powers that be own the media. But we got YouTube now. And I've thought of about this before. The tipping point's an interesting concept. It's supposed to be 10%. Well, if the media was on our side, it wouldn't take 10%. It'd only take one person. Tell the media tells everybody else, we'd have it. The tipping point would happen real soon because then people would believe it and they'd do it. So we'd reach the tipping point really quick. But now with YouTube, if we can duplicate what Bill Bright did, we can reach the tipping point. I know we can. I'm a dreamer, but I'm realistic. I'm not realistic. I'm idealistic. I know what's going on. I know this is true. I know it can be done. Just because you can't see it in your own mind doesn't mean it can't happen. I know it can happen. It's already happened before. Oh, John, quit talking about solid food vacation. Bullshit! God dang it! It's the only thing we have to do. It's the only thing that's important. We've got to organize a global solid food vacation. That's the only way we're going to wake up from this mass. And it can be done. It's been done before. Think about it. What would happen if 14 million people started doing this and a small percentage were on YouTube? It wouldn't take long before that number would grow and grow and grow. And then if you would go around and 1 out of 10 people you saw was doing this, I'm telling you, man, things can change and it change fast. I wish I could remember how that one quote goes. It would be so appropriate right now. Perhaps I'll insert it, maybe, maybe not. But nonetheless, I've given this a lot of thought. I'm not unrealistic. I know it's been done before. I know it can be done again. And I understand what Victor Hugo meant when he said there's one thing stronger than all the armies in the world, and that is a solid food vacation. Why? Because then everyone's in for a treat.